Good morning, everyone. Today it is another beautiful, wonderful day. I hope you are rising and shining well today. You're gonna kick all the ass today. I wish you well. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking a little bit into the past, and I'm going to be doing another How I Got Into episode. And today's episode is going to be about how I got into social media. And this one, is kind of interesting because I'm really, a part of the generation that, curated and really, put in the foundation and work in for social media. I feel like, I was, the first generation, my age group that, remembered having social media and also don't remember, we were the first people to not have it and then to also have it growing up. People older than me, they just got it when they were already adults. People younger than me, they've always had it. And people, growing up now, it's I see kids on fucking Facebook and, Twitter and all these things, even YouTube, and that scares me. That scares me to this big degree. And I'll just hear fucking kids in public talking about their Facebook account or something. I'm just this is so weird. I can't even grasp that. And obviously none of my friends on Facebook are children, so I can't even imagine what a children's Facebook page would look like. And I can't even imagine the dumb shit that they'd be posting. And I would hope that when I was a kid, I kind of just stopped posting because I was man, I feel like all my posts are just fucking dumb. So I was maybe I should just stop posting. And growing up, I was yeah, that was good that I didn't post. My brain wasn't developed enough to be making public statements to everyone I know with a single button. I wasn't ready for that. But anyway. The first social media that people were using back then was MySpace, or at least in my circles. MySpace was the only social media around back then. And I didn't have internet growing up. My mom had a shop that had internet that I could use for I had an hour of internet access a week. So I didn't have that many options. And my brother, he was fucking killing it on MySpace. And so I think I just, I copied what he did. And my first account, I made it, and then I got my shit for it, and then it just went into the atmosphere. I assume it's still alive out there somewhere. And I think I made 2 more accounts. I made a lot of MySpace accounts. I made 2 more, and I remember my friend made one of them, and he used for my profile picture, he just used a picture of a fucking fish. And I was what's the fucking password? Because I didn't know how to fucking make it, so he did it for me. And I was what's the password for this? He's oh, I forgot. And then I was well, how the fuck do I use it? He's I was there's a fucking account that I just don't even know how to fucking get into with a picture of a goddamn fish. And then I remember my brother made me one, and then he used a picture from Halloween. I couldn't get into that one. I don't know if he forgot or if I think I got in there once and then I just fucking forgot about it or something. I don't know. I do remember when I had my fucking emo hair, that was when I was able to finally use it a little bit. I was able to kind of get the hang of it. I had enough internet to squeeze by back then. But I never got into MySpace. I never was able to frequently go there like some people do. But that being said, everyone kind of just switched over to Facebook, and I think I was obviously behind on the bandwagon just because I didn't have internet and I didn't have that big of friends at that time, so I didn't have a lot of people that I would want as friends on there. And because I don't even today I've never used Facebook. Whenever I do have it on my phone, I have it up in my browser, but literally people, my girlfriend tags me and shit, and other people tag me and shit, and I'll just check my notifications, and I kind of will post whenever I have a cool picture or something that I make in Photoshop, and then I'll try to like plug my YouTube bullshit, but that's about it. Like, and they're not like I really should be better at that, because that is probably like my biggest like, oh, here's like a couple hundred people who could potentially be watching my shit. Like, I know that's how I'm not supposed to look at that. I was supposed to be like, hey friends, here's this cool thing I made, but I don't look at it that way. I'm just kind of like lazily like, oh yeah, I should probably post this real quick here. And I do like the idea of Facebook, kind of like, oh, I can message all these people whenever I want, like all these fucking whatevers. I can see what people who I don't even know, like people like 10 years ago that I met, I can see what they're doing. I can see their dogs and all the other bullshit that they post. But it's like, on a day-to-day operation, like, it's just cancer. And I really don't want to know, like, with people who are like, their stimulus is getting in my stimulus, and their stimulus is just fucking like retarded. So I'm like, get that shit out of here. Like, and some people post way too personal stuff, and I'm like, I don't even want to like know about this. Like some really dark stuff. Like, some stuff's too dark to be putting on Facebook. And I know that like you're in a bad place and you're trying to get sympathy, but it's like, please don't do that. Like, please don't do that. And even like if you want to actually fucking kill yourself, why are you posting on Facebook about it? If you don't give a shit about the world and nothing matters, then why are you posting about it? Like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. If you're actually doing something, like, not that that's what I was talking about, but that made me think of that. But yeah, Facebook was my first thing, and I just used it because there was a like girl I was talking to back then, and I had no way of like, I didn't have a lot of means to talk to her, so I just made that fucking Facebook account to talk to her, and then I was like, well, I guess I'm stuck with this after we went our separate ways several days or weeks later. So ever since then, you know, I can keep track of people's birthdays. That's probably my biggest up, that like now when I forget like these people's birthdays, I can be like, oh, look at me looking like I like know this. Yeah. But when I started YouTube, I started branching out my social media, because that's kind of, I pretty much just did it so there's more places to put my shit, and because everyone says, oh, you should get on all these other platforms. So I jumped on Twitter. I don't think I even use Twitter like other people use Twitter. I just post my shit and I like other people's shit. Like, I know there's like actual conversations on Twitter, but like I never look into them. Like, I know that there's all these threads of things that I'm just ignoring. But I've been on Twitter for a little while, a good while I would say. And then Snapchat, I think I started using like a year and a half ago. I like Snapchat because Snapchat, like, you just get a piece of their reality, and it's a lot more kind of real than Facebook and Twitter, where it's just like this forged image. Whereas Snapchat, it's like, oh, this is physically where I am right now. Like, and Snapchat also like kind of peeks into like not only their personality but their perspective a lot more. Like, everyone's like I remember this quote that Casey Neistat said, where filmmaking is a sport now, and Snapchat was like the reality of that. And like, just seeing the way like everyday people would film, it kind of like gives me an idea of that person by their filmmaking style, which is crazy. Which it's even more real than like films, because films are like directed and like they're set a certain way, and there's a lot more brains going on. Whereas like when people upload their like personal jokes on the Snapchat, it feels a lot more real. But anyway, and then Instagram. I just recently got into Instagram. It gives me an excuse to make cool photos. I don't really use it that much. I'm not like a social media guy. I don't think anyone really uses social media like that, like except like a couple of people. Like, I know my girlfriend uses Facebook for like legitimate things. But I don't think there's that many people who are doing when Facebook has all these options and all these discussions and all these things you can do on it. Is anyone actually doing all those things? I know YouTube, obviously I am that's, if you count social media, YouTube, if you count it as a social media platform, obviously I'm neck deep in YouTube. I'm drowning in YouTube. What am I talking about? I am day in and day out working on fucking YouTube. But YouTube's the only one that's gonna make me money. YouTube is the only one that I can put real art on. Sure, Instagram I can make a photo, but it's just a photo in a sea of other photos. And if I make a tweet, it's just a tweet in a sea of tweets. And Facebook is just cancer. So YouTube, as shitty as it is, it's the only place I can put even if I made cool images, I would just make it into a slideshow and that's I'm not trying to waste people's time. I don't know, this is kind of a very time wasting thing, but this is made for you guys to put on in the background while you're doing things. It's to be how podcasts are used, which is background information. But yeah, I really got into that. That's how I got into social media. I just there's a girl I was talking to on Facebook, so I was kind of forced to make an account. And then I think I just branched out after I got YouTube. And now there's probably a bunch of other ones I'm forgetting. I obviously don't use MySpace anymore. Nobody does. What else is there? I think that's it. I think you could count Skype and stuff like that, but Skype is kind of a tool, not a platform. I don't know. Anyway, that's how I got into social media. Guys, if you have any stories down below, please let me know. I do think children shouldn't be on social media until they're at least double digits. I don't want my kids on there for longer until after that, but I'm not gonna be able to stop them at this point with the way things are going. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? I'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Good Morning Soul. Have a good rest of your day, and with that, I leave you.